Oh, that's so cute today. I'm down here at the police department, the best and safest place to be. I'm waiting on somebody to come to see if they're gonna got any information and helping me find somewhere to stay. And I came down here to make a report on my human trafficking situation and terroristic threats that got threatened with my safety, or for my safety, or about my safety. And so I'm down here waiting on somebody, and I'm charging my phone. It's probably the best and safest place to be. You know, they don't send people down here. That ugly man and out that green shirt. Lord. I seen that deep when I told him, you don't get out my conversation. He already knew. I'm telling you, them spirits know. When you, when they encountering the right spirit, they know. Told that demon, if you don't get out my conversation, he flew real quick. You ain't that crazy. Better get out my conversation. Trying to over text me with your devices and your foolishness you come down here with. The devil is a lie. And man went on about his business. Ain't said nothing else to me. I thought so. You ain't too crazy. So I'm down here waiting to see what's gonna happen. But I came down here because I'm furious this morning or this afternoon because they play too many games. I want to be divorced from him. I don't ever want to see him again in my life. Ever. I would hate him, but it's against the word of God. So that can't happen. But I don't want anything else to do with him for the rest of my life. You know, just if somebody done did this long, premeditated. And I really want to say this to the FBI because I know they're looking at me. I don't know how they're going to get past it, but y'all are in so much violation that I don't think you even, maybe you don't care. Maybe that's what it is. Because you do know that you're in violation, Daddy. You do know that, but maybe you don't care. Because of the fact of you keep telling me that I'm free and that I have my life and that you're watching these people do this to me, but you have put me in no protection at all. So I don't know how you're going to plan to get past that in court. I don't know how you plan to get past the fact that some of your agents are greedy. And I told you that a long time ago when you first cleared me when I got here in Anaheim. When you fake cleared me. Because you say I'm cleared and then you be still running games in the background because you want me to be quiet and look happy while you framing me so it looks like I'm happily committing crimes and that I'm not under distress. So I get it. But what you don't get is some of your agents are greedy and it's money in this and they see it. And the reason I was so happy yesterday is because God brought back some of those greedy agents that he had in place for a reason. And whether it was personal or for greed, who cares? They got me lawyers. And I got their tag numbers. And it ain't just feds. It's state and it's CIA and it's private. So anything happen to me, it's going to be a lot to overcome. It's literally not like it'll be like, oh, we just got rid of her and then it's over. Oh, it's never going to be like that. Because number one, the Lord said that I shall live and not die and declare the works of the Lord, so you can't kill me. And then the second is because of the fact of too many people know. So if you did something or allowed something to happen, you're going to get sued. And now that you done took that police report today, I'm now a liability to the county, and I'm a liability to the state, and I'm a liability to the government because of the simple fact of you took a report where I told you that I'm being threatened. And if you put in your report that she's crazy and if something happens to me, you're more liable. So I won today too. I'm the champ. The Lord is. You take your champion t-shirt off. So I'm the champ because now I'm down here. I've made a report. And if you don't help me, it's only going to fuel what I said, because it is services, and everybody that turned me down is going to get sued because I'm free. And the attorney that they got is watching. So if you put me in jail, I got an attorney that's seen it. If you let me be out and you don't get me one, it's still an attorney watching it. So I don't really care what y'all do at this point. The point of the matter is we know each other. And as long as we know each other, nothing else matters. So, they're playing sirens right now. So the main thing to do is the way we fix those sirens is we run the sirens to see if there's any call in this area near Haven Avenue at this time. And then if it's not, then we know that those sirens are meant to create or insinuate or be associated with terroristic threats of violence. Impending doom is what I like to call it. So I'm just sitting here rambling. Today is day, I think it's day 6 of my faith challenge, and it's still good. It's actually better because I'm glad that I was able to get up and come report. I'm glad that I was able to show my screen to the police. They're not going to police have that police have that obligation. It's not really an obligation. It's just an underlining oath that if they see another agency involved, they don't say anything to collaborate with that other agency. But while I'm down here, I was actually listening to the energy and listening to the Lord talk to me while I was down here. If you don't get away from me, will beat you so bad with this phone. Take your crazy cell phone with whoever sent you down here. Oh, it's too much aggression. Come walking towards me, drunk. I will beat the mess out of you with this phone at this police department, man. Oh, Lord, take that from me. I seen that too good. I wanted to beat the mess out of him just then. I wanted to jump on him and beat the mess out of him in his head. Oh. So the point of the matter in this situation is, like I said before, I was rudely interrupted. I was listening to the energy in the area, and it's too easy to get a job at the police department. And when you get a job at the police department, you automatically connect it to the external agencies that we work with them. And in that bridge of confidential information or federal information, it needs to be some lines there. It needs to be some more security placed there. For the simple fact of, you got somebody walk off the street that's not for our nation, easily get a job at the police department, easily access federal and sensitive data and information, to include phone numbers. Once they get a phone number, that's it. Gotta break that. Gotta change all of that. Gotta put some extra layers of security right there. Gotta do stronger screening process before you just let these police get jobs. For the simple fact of, what would be stopping someone that's not in our best interest from getting a job? and then they get a job and they're automatically connected. No. 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 So I was listening to that while I was down here. And then I was looking at the fact of, too, while I was down here, that when this is where my situation went wrong. See, my situation went wrong. My situation went wrong for the simple fact of this. Police should not be in any federal matters. They should, when you come to the police department, they should have a phone, a booth, or a room where they direct you to. And you go in there and you report your matters in private. That way, everything stays in-house. And they can have all their dirty stuff to themselves without risking the exposure to other external agencies that don't have nothing to do with that. Because what it does is when the agencies start protecting them, then what it does is it allows those lawsuits to build up. And they know that. And they know I'm right about that. And that's why they don't like me, because they know I'm right. Because the Lord giving me this information. So basically, when you come down here and they tell her she's crazy, put it on behavioral health. Well, what happens is when you come back down, like I told her, in a court of law, ma'am, the question that a reasonable attorney is going to say, is it possible that what she said is true? And the minute you say yes, you're discredited. All of your information is discredited. For example, well, do federal agents make up their tags? Yes. Do they change out vehicles whenever they want? Yes. Do they have the ability to write whatever they want on those license plates? Yes. All right, end of story. Nothing else to talk about. Now, is it a such thing as extreme messaging? Yes. Run the cameras back. I got them at Walmart in September in a hurdle. Now, using that same thing in my favor, it was 381 tags on a turn-by-turn basis. Have a good night. Have a good night. Because that means that 381, those are 381 decorated agents going around in a circle to do what? Swarm me at first, but then turn around, she's right. We have to protect her now. So now, them 381 different people protecting me. You can't kill them all. That's not happening. So now, what that means, the attorney now takes those 381, because he has the data, those 381 tags that swarmed this lady all day, those are now individuals. That's now proof. That's now confirmation that y'all was protecting her at this point. And then you turn around and you charging her at this point. Why? Because she won't be quiet. She's exercising her freedom of speech. So I won. You can't lose with that. Because either you're going to use that data to say, why was we swarming her? Or you're going to use that data and say we was protecting her. One of the two. But either one, it's a win for me. Either you was swarming me, which is illegal, or you was protecting me. And if you was protecting me, why didn't you put her, I spit all over my phone, why didn't you put her, referring to me, into witness protection? And they ain't going to be able to answer that in a court of law. They ain't. They ain't. So, even if they was to take my report out of the system today, because they do that now. They do that. So whereas I think I made a case report today, the FBI has the ability to take that out of the system as it never occurred. They did that a lot in Columbia, South Carolina, actually. And it's as if I never came down here today. Now, with that being said, how that works is you still have somebody that's watching you. And so when she said, give me those tag numbers now, because I need them. God gave me them yesterday for me. And there was people that would rock on me all the way from the beginning. And they think they know all the messaging. No, you don't. That man was talking to me in the front of them, and they didn't even know what he was saying. And that's why I think they funny. When they be like, you crazy. You're not intelligent enough. I'm not crazy. You're just not smart enough to understand how these people talk and how they communicate. Because if I was to tell them how that man be still, or how, I ain't gonna say be still, but how messages was going on in the front of them, in their face, the man is brilliant. He's brilliant. I want him. I want him. That's the smartest man in the world. And he has a tag, and I know it. And it means several things. And he is an agent, and he had me attorney because he seen it and told me to just be quiet and let it run because I'm watching it. I just didn't feel secure in that for the simple fact of I felt too threatened by the situation. The situation was too big. So I don't care what these people do. Can't kill everybody. You can't make everybody stop talking. The situation is too big. It's out there. Just face it. It's out there. And the only thing we can do is take the blame for it and just deal with it, or put her in witness protection and let it die down. And they don't want to do that. Because if they put me in witness protection, that means that they're admitting fault. And they don't want to admit fault. They keep trying to cover it up and change it. And the more they try to cover up, and the more they try to change it, and the more they try to add to it, the more they're making mistakes. And the more I'm going to keep talking, because the more I keep talking, the more mistakes they're going to make, and the more it's going to blow up in their face. And that's my whole point. Keep you making mistakes, keep you messing up, and to keep you aggravated. That's my whole point. That's the whole point in the situation. I'm trying to tell you to your face. That's exactly what I'm doing. Because I know you're going to mess up. I know you're messing up right now. You're messing up right now. You've already messed up. And you won't even admit it. Because why? Your ego is too big. Because you refuse to believe that a nigger got the best of you in this situation. And a nigger didn't. God did. A nigger didn't beat you at all. The Lord did. I'm nothing without the Lord. I'm absolutely nothing without the Lord. And you're mad because I still look good and still got peace out here on the street. And you did this to tear me up. And the Lord let me work for my good. And when it worked for my good, you turn that like I'm a prostitute. Say what you want. I just wouldn't hurry up and say something. If you're taking me to jail, I'm down here already. I'm not threatened by that. You put me in jail, that's a come up. You're giving me a whole 1-bedroom apartment. I'm going to go in there and go to bed and thank God that I finally got a place to stay and that I'm secure and that no one can move me from it. That would be the end of my trafficking. That's what I'm going to do. Get in that jail cell and get me a radio with some tunes. And get me a soda, get me some Doritos, and praise the Lord all day by myself, and ask to go to isolation so I don't have to be around no more of your foolishness. Won't be sending nobody another talk. Won't be send me straight to isolation and give me my radio and my soda, and I'm gonna talk to a soul in the name of Jesus. That's how that's gonna work. And I get up in there and pray and sing all day and give all my ideas to every police that come to that door and make them rich, and they'll in turn turn around and take care of me. I'm gonna work your own system against you every time, the same way that you're trying to do me. I'm gonna do you the exact same way. Because the simple fact of you sat here and you watched this and you did not help me. If I was your daughter, which I am, because you have molested me for all of these years, and you have allowed them to abuse me in the worst ways, and you did not fight for me. So yeah, I'm your child. Hi, Dad. You want to call me crazy? I'm what you made me. I am exactly what you made me, to the point that you even call me an agent. You fail to realize what the Lord did in this situation. Still, you know it, you see it, and you ignore it, and the Lord does not like that. But I'm very fond of the FBI versus any other organization out here, so I'm more tolerant of them. I'm even more willing to put their dirt and say that it's other agencies, because actually and theoretically it is, because everything that they're doing, IRS already did it. So I don't want to fight against them because I like them. They're my favorite organization. But are they dirty? Yeah. Are they just as, they're even more, because essentially they're authorizing all this foolishness, and they won't help, and they're using my life as bait to catch other people, and that's not what I'm supposed to do. If you're going to do that, then at least put me up in a hotel At least pick me up in somewhere, and then I go out during the day and I work for y'all, and I let them make receipts all around me, and I let you find them, and I let you arrest them, and then we do it that way. But not to be out here and you just got me living any kind of way. Then you made me a slave. You even changed my name. You even planning the most elaborate crimes around me and giving me the very least amount of the benefit. What does that do? That's called slavery. Human trafficking, when you forcing someone to labor and you're giving them the least amount of pay in the situation. It's slavery. So I don't really care about it. I just want you to stop and give me like some peace, whether that's peace in jail or peace wherever. I don't care what you do anymore. Look at the confrontation that has been established. Look at where we are. You fail to look at that because your ego is so big that you fail to look at what I'm doing. You causing all these people that's doing what you want them to do to be sued because they're not following procedure. And the attorney sees that, and the news see that. The man done called the news already. You don't even be paying attention. When you arrest me, that junk gonna break so bad in so many different areas, you just don't know. You can't do nothing with this situation. Only thing you could do with it is just back out of it. And get out of it and let these people pay me. That's your best option. You don't have any other option. Because if you take me to jail for this stuff that you're framing me for, everybody on your team going to jail, including the judge that you got the mercy over the case, they going to jail. I'm telling you that. The Lord said that. So you can have it at your will. And you're going to still pay me then, and then you're going to pay me even more because everybody that you bring in is going to have to pay me, and then the court going to have to pay me, and then for the time that I sat in jail, in peace will turn into a paycheck. So I'm not worried. And in all of this time, I want you to be mindful of how you are intervening with my medical care, and that you put me out of a sheltered program, and I have a life-threatening illness, sarcoidosis, and God allowed for that doctor to confirm it, because y'all been lying about it for so long, and he confirmed it. And that means you put her out in the extreme heat when any doctor will be able to attest and affirm that sarcoidosis patients need to be out of the heat, and you did it to do what? Cause injury. Let's talk about it. You don't want to talk about it? Alright. Let me be quiet. Alright. Alright then. But seriously, that's what you're doing. You're causing all these people to get sued, to have major, major lawsuits because they're all in violation, because they're supporting you, because you're over them. And because you're over them and you're making them do stuff that's unlawful, you're causing them to be sued. And as long as they know that, then, hey, I'll sit here and wait on the check, but stop threatening my life. I'm willing to be quiet. I'm willing to let you make all the receipts you want to make. But stop threatening my life about it. When you threaten my life and you deliberately play in my phone and deliberately change the screen and change these accounts like I don't know what you're doing, I'm furious. Do what you're doing, but stop trying to manipulate me in your process, because you're trying to manipulate me. And I'm going to tell you why it's not working. Because greater is he that it lives in me. And you can't manipulate God, so you're wasting your time. So when you do think you're trying to tell me like you did yesterday, for real, it's real victory. I know it's real victory. But you didn't have real victory yesterday. You were manipulating. You was manipulating that everywhere that I went yesterday. Even manipulated with the money you gave me. I'm never turning down your money, honey. Never. Everything that is done in honesty, you're manipulating it. And God see that. You see the mental injury that you're causing. I could literally afford to go to the hospital, to be as crazy as you say I am, and let them give me some more medicine. You do know, by the way, that Aurora gave me medicine that they didn't put in that medical chart. You do know that, right? And you do know that that medicine burnt my tongue, right? Because that's what you gave it to me, to confirm a disease, a disorder of the tongue, because you used Maisha to confirm it. You know you're going to jail, right? Okay. You know I'm going to come back and tax Aurora on that by the extra millions, right? Because of the simple fact of they did it with evil intent, and they used Maisha to bring it forth. And Maisha was supposed to say it to bring about special analytics, but it didn't work. We're going to talk about that in court. We're going to talk about it. And once I put that preponderance of this same kind of evidence in place, then who's going to walk out of the court looking crazy and in handcuffs? You. Because why did they give her that medication? To burn her tongue, to cause a disorder. That the Lord said, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And you keep doing stuff, and then the stuff you're doing, you keep falling in it, because Allah will never stand. It can't. So no weapon formed against me shall prosper. I just want you to stop aggravating me. I don't care what you're doing. You said murder. Run with it. You said terrorism. Let's go. You said counterfeit money. Do it. You said bank fraud, hacking. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I was kind of hoping you stayed with the terrorism for the simple fact of, you know how famous you gonna make me with that. God gonna speak in front of the whole nation and shut this junk down. You wanna know why? You got a black girl for terrorism? Bye. Bye. They'll be like, you stupid. Who did this? Who made up this case and caused our agency all this doggone money? Get rid of him. I'm not worried about it. Because no weapon formed against me shall prosper. And that will actually open up the room for God to speak even more. But you know what really is going to open up the room for it? It's going to show you, it's going to be a prerequisite to them taking the Bible out of the equation. Telling you that's what this is coming to. This is prophecy right here. They're doing this on this spiritual analytic approach because they're going to take the Bible out, and they're gearing us for that. They're going to take that Bible away. When they take that Bible away, honey, that's when all hell going to break loose. And as children of God, that's what we need to be standing up, fighting against. While we over here laying down, eating pizza and being slack, they got us brainwashed. That's why they use COVID to bring you to them phones so they can brainwash you and sabotage you in them phones. People have no idea. They think I'm stupid and slow. The FBI know I'm very smart. And they know that the energy in these cell phones, they don't even know how I know it. But it comes from God. Energy in this cell phone is doing stuff to us like you would not believe. And that's because it came from the attack of COVID. Why you think when COVID came over there, they ran you where? Inside. The enemy knew that it was going to run us inside. And run us inside, it's going to run you where? You're going to be stuck in them phones. When we run them stuck in them phones, we're going to train them and brainwash them. The hell you say? No weapon formed against us shall prosper. I'm praying against them even though they praying against me. I'm praying for them. Because they don't understand the attack that they under. They don't understand what the enemy doing. Why? Because the person that's running this investigation don't even believe in God. So he foolish within itself. He see God working every day. He see God working in my life. And he still don't believe in God. He's foolish. But the point of the matter is, the Lord is going to work in this situation. And you watch what I'm telling you. If they do put me in jail, watch how fast they run and get me out. Help. Help. We finally see what you said coming. Help. You're going to see just how evil these phones are. Just how evil that these people, what they did to these phones to bring us under subjugation. Even our own politicians. You just see. They're going to see. They're going to see. They're going to do what? Tell us what did God say to do to fix it. They got everybody in their own attack. African Americans is in an attack. Asians is in one attack. Whites is in an attack. Latinos in an attack. They don't even understand that. They think that COVID just came over here to kill people. No. That's not what the Lord said. No. COVID came over here for a whole different reason. Why you think it just faded off? Because they laying a foundation. And we need to be praying as believers against the attacks of the enemy. That's why God allowed this situation to get this big, to get this out there, because I'm supposed to say this so I can fall into the ears of the right people. And they nuts too big that they don't want to hear what thus says the Lord. Hey, I did.
Hi.
Hi.